JL is known as a funny and cool dude, but did you know that he's also good at Counter-Strike? I watched this ancient face a game of his where he drops 41 kills so that I can tell you the little things he does that you don't. Or maybe you do, I don't know. Before I tell you those juicy nuggets of information, thank you SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. SkinsMonkey is a trusted automated CS2 trading site. It's super easy to use. All you have to do is pick something in your inventory, check how much it's worth, and then go get something new from the monkey. What's also super nice is the filters you can use to narrow down your searches. You can either use your skins to trade for new ones or deposit money with their 30% bonus offer. This becomes 35% when you use my code Wilson. Please use it. Using my code, you can also get up to $5 for free. Use my code Wilson, link is in the description. The sauce that really brings the JL spaghetti together is his ability to take fights on his own terms, to create good fights for himself. What's a good fight? A good fight is where you manipulate the situation into giving yourself an advantage that is outside of your raw aim. This is a good fight. This is also a good fight. And this was a bad fight turned into a good fight. The T initially spots JL as he's rotating towards red. After the T ducks back, JL recognizes that he has a timing to get around this wall and to be in an unexpected spot. Something you should absolutely be thinking about in your games is using your opponent's crosshair placement against them. This play works because as the T swings, they're expecting JL to be behind the wall, but because JL is holding a wider angle than the T is planning their swing for, the T exposes themselves to JL much earlier than anticipated. On round 16, JL's team takes A super easy against Nico, but he wants kills, so he pushes Temple. I want you to pay attention to his pathing here. While walking through Temple, he's going to hug the left wall. He does this because, again, he wants to use the CT's crosshair placement against them. If a CT swings Temple, they're most likely expecting this on-angle fight. So by scaling on the left side, JL will see the opponent before they're expecting him. Once he gets close to the entrance to Temple, he takes a step to the right so then he can get a good horizontal peek onto the CTs by swinging back to the left. Now let's take a look at T pistol round because I think it does a great job of illustrating picking and choosing the types of fights you want in the context of what's happening in the round. JL gets dropped a P250 and goes towards middle while the rest of his team are silently walking up B main and cave. Now as this mid lurk, JL has two options. He can play it passive from elbow and cut off the shelf rotates, or he can play it aggressive and look for fights. This choice is determined by the pace of his team. Because his team is going slow, JL playing aggressively here keeps the two CTs committed to middle and heavily slows down their rotates towards B. But even though he is playing for a gunfight, he's not overly committing to it, instead opting for jiggle pre-fires and less committal types of peeks against this red player. Because of JL's aggression, it forces this donut player to stay put. This red player has to engage in this fight instead of rotating over towards B early, and this A rotate now has to pay attention to JL within red. He gets all 3 kills, but even if he didn't, if he stayed alive for long enough, he keeps his teammates over on B in a 4v2 situation for a very long time. We should talk about JL's aggression on CT side, because I love watching him play B on Ancient. He does an insane job of bringing the fight to the Ts. His util combined with the timing of his pushes forces the Ts to constantly respect the fact that he's gonna push at any point in the round. Here's what it typically looks like. JL throws the shelf util and oops, he misses the molly this round, but let's ignore that. He then comes back to long to throw this lineup for the B door's smoke, and follows it up with a right-click jump throw flash to clear out B ramp. Once they get that kill, they're free to push down and to take that space. Another example, he throws the shelf util, comes towards pillar with his teammate, and throws a left and right-click flash to peek ramp. This time, JL and his teammate push down without a flash, but with B doors smoked. In a 2v4, they need to take some space. Knowing that Jag and Cave has been unaccounted for this whole round, he clears it out while his teammate walks up shelf. Yes, it may be a little bit of baiting or just a little miscommunication, but who can complain when he wins the round with it? JL has really good aim, but what I would say is more important within his gameplay is his crosshair placement. It is just beautiful. It's really hard to highlight crosshair placement when watching a player because they always just make it seem so easy. Good crosshair placement just makes sense and looks super natural. Here, JL util dumps the right side of Jag, clears out the left side in case the CT was able to get ahead of his Molotov, and then pre-aims the entrance in case the CT can be standing behind his molly. Good crosshair placement is all about accounting for the small ifs while weighing what's most likely. For example, once JL gets into cave, because he didn't already take contact, he can assume that 2 players are playing committed into B, which means it's more likely that there is 1 player committed onto site. Let's focus in on his crosshair placement and clearing in this retake. Once this flash comes out and the T starts spamming, that's an obvious indication that he's blind, so JL gets this kill easily. These strafing clears are something you should probably be doing more. The reason why they are so good is that they essentially turn one big clear into multiple little peaks. So when JL does these little strafes, he's ready for pretty much any angle that the T could be sitting on. He lingers on default here with his crosshair because he wants to account for the bomb planter to time out a peek onto him. Instead of peeking it and then immediately moving on, he lingers. Smart. Once he swings out towards long, instead of holding his crosshair against the left side of cave while scaling, he opts to clear out the right side, which is a common post-plant position for Ts to play. JL's decision-making, calm demeanor, and stellar crosshair placement make him a great player for you to emulate. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for 10,000 free V-Bucks. Thank you to my channel members for supporting me and allowing me to be a goober on the internet. I always appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day, and good luck and have fun in all of your future games.